Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my fellow chingos. Welcome to Chimaek Hangout Season 2, where we sit back and relax while we breeze through on K-pop goodness from music to news and sometimes the culture of Korea. You're with me today, Zaito, with the show recorded on 10th of June 2021. Welcome, guys, to a new seasons of Chimaek Hangout. We are starting with episode 1. Before I forget, do check out Chimaek Hangout on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and possible your favorite other podcast platform as well. Alright, so without further ado, welcome guys. And just a moment, let me start this. Alright, good enough. We stop that songs with that. So first of all, welcome guys once again. And before of everything else, I'd just like to take a time to say I'm very sorry guys. This show's supposed to happen about basically 4 months back at least. However, due to some technical reasons and life hits hard, I'm not able to do the show as how it should be. So like how I mentioned last month or basically a few months back, my computer died off on me. So it was a very hard surgery. I can say it's a very hard surgery to find out what's the problem and how the heck we need to fix it. And guess what? I'm back here. Good news is it's already fixed. And we will go on this show as usual like last year, a 30 episode or maybe more. We will see how it goes, but with a fresh start here of season 2, I'll just let's say thank God my PC is safe. Alright, as promised, I did come out with more upgrades to the podcast as well as more new ways to give you guys. So sit back and relax while listening as I breeze. Wow, my English. As I breeze through the K-pop goodness with you and the changes that we have a little bit, maybe you will see along the lines. I won't say more. You will see the changes bit by bit and how it goes. You may see some similarities as last season and you may see some changes along it. Is it improvement? Is it changes you would like to see coming in the future? Do let me know in the comments if you're watching from YouTube. If not, you can always drop us on our DM in our social medias or our private mailbox on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram, or basically can give us a voice message on Anchor as well. I do check on it, and whenever we receive, I will try to see what you guys have in store to know or you would like us to do as well. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into our episode 1 of season 2. Alright, so firstly, we have our content for today. So for today's K music, we have Mamamoo's Where Are We? Followed by N.Flying, Moonshot, and lastly, Twice Alchohol-Free. And followed by next is today's weekly news and topics. With the first thing I'd like to say, what the heck happened to 2021? We have K-pop announcement that seemingly come out of nowhere in 2021. As of now, a surprise news that is. Secondly, we have the defining voices in K-pop groups. Which one am I referring to? I have one in mind, but we will see and discuss to see whether we can discover more or not in this. And lastly, is something that I think a lot, and while I'm watching a drama, it comes to me. Eating well is a form of art as well. It's a very refining words to say, especially if you're a person who loves Korean cuisines or other cuisines as well. Or basically you're a foodie, to put it in simple. This word very, very sparked interest. Anyway, let's get into our first music here with Mamamoo. Alright, like usual, we will have introductions of this. Let me see if I can get someone to actually talk to you guys regarding to the intro.
Hello. Welcome. We are talking about Chimaek Hangout Episode 1 Season 2 Mamamoo debut on 2014 under RBW. Won a total of 1 music show wins for previous song Aya. For the year 2020 and 2021, won Moonshot Award, Best Vocal Performance, Group, and Artist of the Year, to name a few. That's all.
Wow. How does that sound to you guys? To play around with you guys, that's something extra for you guys to listen to, and it's fun to play around with. So if you have anything or comments you'd like to know, just let me know in the comments, so I'll try to improve in the future. And we have more in store in a while more. So let's see what's about with this new music video we have here, and the new music, Where Are We Now? Alright, so for this music, first and foremost, I would say that it is very, very exciting to see a full ballad song album. It is, as much as I can say, it is such an honor to see this kind. It's the first time it been for this kind. We've been looking forward for basically a more mature image from them, actually. For me personally as well. So what WAW is a part of Mamamoo's 2021, if I remember correctly, Where Are We project. So with this, the group are celebrating their 7th anniversary upcoming summer concert and documentary. They are releasing this. That's the info that I have. So talking about all of this song itself, is it good? How well is it? What do I think about this? So pretty much, I can say that it is rare these days, as I mentioned, to have a ballad song as a title track, because K-pop wraps up around performance, dancers, making ballads somehow difficult to check off those comeback check boxes. You know what I mean if I'm saying that way, right? So in other words, that can be happening. However, I start to realize something a bit different within the Korean charts. They seem to actually love a big sentimental ballad song of that kind. So if any idol is going to be successful without a dance routine, I think Mamamoo will be one of it, if I dare to say that is. So anyway, when we talk about all of this, what else can we add into this? Their powerful vocals is just a very, very good charm to actually go through. And we can see that Mamamoo have been relying on a lot kind of charms in the past. Playfulness, activeness, you would just say it. But their vocals, where is it? We can see that their vocals, their singing is put at the backseat for a very, very long time. So with this classic touch song generating the drama from its mighty vocal performance, I would say the song that represents for a love story, for fans, for the Mamamoos out there, or just simply their story, their journey to get where they are now. I do say it is all that I've already mentioned here. It sounds so good. And to add on with the track opening with the piano and the voice, Hwasa's charismatic voice is just like a climb there with a knock off. Woo! It just sounds so good. And the climax brings a welcome dose of vocal interplay. And add in with the MV is just a beauty, I would say. So good. Why do I say it's a beauty? Well, it is something like little pieces of puzzle laying around that represents their journey along the lines with a message to the Mumus, as well as something like a backseat love story in a way. Well, why I can say all of this, maybe it can represent the RV itself as a long ups and down trip to get to where they are. A hard-working trip to get it so on. It's such a good way to put this song. I would say that much. However, this song is very good. But I have one thing that I remember will be Pain Me. A ballad that was released by Mamamoo in the past. I remember it's around 2018 if I remember correctly. Where Are We does the job as a ballad, as a very good vocal song. However, it doesn't match with Pain Me because that have more, how should I say, more bites to it. It sounds such a good song compared to it. So overall, if I really need to give you guys a suggestion, a recommendation why you need to listen to this, I'll give you guys a rating about 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 is a good song in my rating itself. But if you guys think it should be lower, it is a yes, a no to listen to this song, you guys can decide. Alright, so moving on to the next song itself. When we're talking about the next song, I'm talking about N.Flying, Moonshot. Okay, let's get someone to give you guys another introduction at this.
Hello, welcome. I will introduce you to N.Flying. Debuted on 2013 under FNC Entertainment as a rap rock band. Won several awards recently for the year 2020, like Ideal Band Award. A group that gets to shine again after such a long time.
Well, that sounds a little bit weird, but I guess it does the job to it, right? Alright, so moving on into this, N.Flying, as mentioned earlier, a group that gets to shine again after such a long time. I do say, it's been such a long time since we have this kind of songs, this kind of playfulness, because if I do dare to say, we haven't actually get a N.Flying album, a song that represents awesomeness in some ways. Alright, so without further ado, N.Flying, well, they rock out under the night sky in Moonshot with this comeback. And not to forget the MV as well. So, talking about N.Flying, this song is actually basically wrote and co-composed by one of the members, an alternative rock song with a powerful sound to it. If I need to say the song, how it express and what is it about, is a lyrics expressing there's nothing will change if you're afraid of changing. That's what Moonshot is about. It means whether you're daring to take the shot, fly to the moon or not. So adding on into the song itself, I would just say that the MV represents the braveness to break through the eyes that keep monitoring them. When we see the MV, I'll just give you a keyword: CCTV. CCTV is everywhere in it, and they're trying to hit a moonshot. Is how I describe the MV. And putting aside on the MV, I more prefer to talk about the songs itself when we are talking about N.Flying, a band that is really, really nice to have. Okay, then we go into Moonshot itself. It feels like if I need to put in words, I can say that it is a mixture, a blend of something. They are having some newer and older materials in it. It's a mixture of those. So if you like their old songs, you miss their old songs, this is something really, really good for you. It's a groove, a swinging groove that brings back their early days, something that have been missing for quite a while. Why I say so? Because falling somewhere between the mid and the up tempo, the track actually devoted a lot of storm that's underlining the verse and chorus. And the guitar just followed this general rhythm. That's a kind of play they have in the early days. And with an additional of their newer type of materials, it gives a new color to it. So, talking to all of this and without giving you guys some confusion on what the hell this song is about, I do say that the song will never grow old. It will sound very, very good. However, it doesn't offer too much of an opportunity for it to shine, as it is more focused on the band, the music, instead of their voice. So, in the case that you like rock music, this style of rock music often left you a little bit cold, but you will be able to appreciate the charm when they perform on live. I have watched it today live on Mnet M Countdown. Since you can see what's the date I'm recording this, it sounds so good live. You see their performance, you're enjoying it. However, if you just listen to it, it may be a little bit you're left cold, that is, if I need to say. Because this style of rock music is a mixture, or should I say a big influence from K-pop. It is not very same as other groups that have. If I need to say, maybe like Day6 as some of the latest group that is in there. So if we need to compare the songs itself and how it sounds and what we should do regarding to it, I do say that this is a good song, a nice song, and I dare to recommend it to you with a rating at least a 6.5 out of 10. However, I do not really say that it is a song that will get them the first place at the moment, because I do not see the charm to it, or maybe I should put in simple words, the color, the thing that will actually make them viral. In other words, yeah, viral should be a good word. Compared to Mamamoo's ballad song, at least that song itself have something in it that actually may bring you the feelings that this is the song. However, N.Flying Moonshot, it is a little lackluster from there. Alright, it's just a little bit. I'm hopeful for it to be sounding better in the future. Okay, with that, let's move on to the last song here, which is Twice, Alchohol-Free. So let me just introduce to you. Debuted on 2015 under JYP Entertainment, with their previous song I Can Stop Me, with a total of 7 music show win. Not surprised. And they as well have won multiple awards, including Bosang and Daesang Awards for the year 2020 and 2021. If we need to name a few of it, I would say Best Digital Song as well as Artist of the Year will be the two things that I would say awards that is good, that is. Alright, talking about alcohol-free, let's just say that Twice become 500,000 seller for the third time. For a freaking third time. Maybe this sound better. Yay! They become the third time. As you guys know, I am a huge fan of Twice, and with them actually achieving another 500,000 seller title with Taste of Love, which is the name of the album. And let's just say that this song, we will get into it in a little bit more on what I will need to say about it. So pre-order have made them reach this amount, so I'm very happy, and it's still ongoing. This milestone is still ongoing. Let's get into the music to see what we have here. Okay, talking about the music itself, may I actually go a little bit fanboying to say, what the hell? We have finally OT9! I've been waiting so long for OT9. OT9 is finally here. Yes, OT9 is finally here. Hooray! Alright, okay, enough of jokes around. Finally, we have OT9. It sounds good in the teaser, I'll be honest with that. However, if we really need to actually get into the music itself, I do firstly like to say is Alchohol-Free is a song with an MV that's very, very colorful, and I honestly say it does actually highlight the charm of the girls in multiple ways, and in simple words of the lyrics of the song, and I do say that you are getting drunk on them. On what? This is alcohol-free, you're drinking alcohol-free, so you're drunk on what? Drunk on the taste of love, drunk on love. That's what they're freaking trying to tell you. So, in other words, this song itself is funky, it's fun, it's from JYP for sure. However, the song I will say is not the fairest songline distribution, but it's much better than the most of the other songs. We even get Chaeyoung on pre-chorus and Chui on freaking chorus. These two is enough for me to say, wow, where the heck have this gone to? I've been waiting so long for this to happen, and finally it does actually happen. Alright, talking about Alchohol-Free, this song itself, if I need to have a hangout with this song in the background, I do say that this song is something much more on the traditional side, where they're actually tackling the summertime sound, forging a seasonal, like I say, a traditional K-pop with maybe some, how should I say, a trendy trap pop, bossa nova, and chill lounge music, I guess. So it is really, really good for maybe like a chimaekh hangout, a relax hangout. This move of them is actually quite admirable for them to actually put this as the title songs itself, because the MV for sure, it is really, really good, and the tempo, the style suits them so much. The vocal, it sounds so good. They even give them a spark of colors. However, compared to their previous song itself, I Can Stop Me, the vocal is not what I think of. And the arrangement, like I say, is not the best. Does not help that much in certain of part of the songs, because it sounds more like storytelling than singing itself in the way that I should put. But I will say that I find the song kind of addictive when you listen it to a few times. Why I say so? Because of the filtering strings, the plucked guitars, it gives you those kind of beats that it's kind of engaging in a way. You feel that you are listening to a song while having fun. It's a summertime background music for you for sure. So, in other words, it is a song, it's a title song. There are a lot of K-pop fans, a lot of ones. So surely they will at least for now I would say, get one time of music win in one of the music show. However, for me, the title track of this song felt a little bit uneventful if you only listen to the song. It is addictive in certain ways if you like the music itself. However, as a group that have already put out so many kind of songs, this is a little bit on the downside. If I really need to give this a rating itself, I do say that I will give it at least, if I'm generous as a fan, I will give it a 7.5. If not, I will give it a 7 honestly. Because the song itself is quite simple, it's fun, that's as much as it can be only. Alchohol-Free is that only, if I need to give it a critic on that. I was hoping for this song to have something much more powerful, much more cheerful to actually give those exploring, those explosions that, well, let's just say that sometimes K-pop songs are getting more and more normal. So exploring new genre may help and may not help, so it's a risk. So going back to something normal, well, yeah, I can see why they are doing this. And speaking so about this itself, I do like to say is, it sounds good once more, but I'm wondering how much of the MV is from Jeju. I wonder if we'll be able to see by the time you are listening to this, maybe an episode will be released regarding to their shooting, the background, well, the BTS behind the scene of the MV. Hopefully we'll be able to see this Friday, that is. If not, we'll get another TTT, time to twice, I'm not so sure. Hopefully we'll have something to see to it. So with that, that's all I'm gonna talk about for today. Let's go on a short break and listen to Lucas' voice. It's been a while. He is still on ninja mode, so hopefully we'll see him pretty soon. With that, see you guys on part 2.
Hello guys, like what you're listening to? Please do follow us on our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram page. Links on the description, and let's move on to part 2.
Welcome back to Chimaek Hangout Season 2 Episode 1. Now let's move on to our weekly in news and topic. As I mentioned earlier, freaking announcement from K-pop world that is simply came out of nowhere. Wow, for this year, there are a few surprising news that I do not know what to say at all. Firstly, I will just take out this one news here that I have. It's from a group, a very, very promising group named Signature. Signature, as in starting with a C instead of an S. Signature is actually a group, well, it's a girl group formed by C9 Entertainment and managed by their sub-label J9 Entertainment. So this group debuted pretty much last year, early of last year, around February, with their debut single No No Nana. Is almost very close to Nona Nona from Jessie. So this group is debuted on that year last year. However, just out of nowhere this year, this 7-member group actually have 2 members left. Out of nowhere. I'm so freaking surprised because it is a very promising group that this suddenly happened. So while they're actually making preparation for comeback, which is on, I remember, around March, So we have 2 members reveal that they did not want to be a part of the group anymore. They have already come agreement with the members, their parents, and have set to terminate the contract without any conditions. That's the freaking scary part. It is coming out of nowhere. I have no idea what happened, but yeah. If I remember correctly, you can check on their Wikipedia. The name of the girls that actually left is Yi-Han and San. I'm not so sure how to spell her name. So yeah. So moving on to the next one. This is another surprising change that I do not know how the heck happened. We are talking about Everglow, debuted in 2019. And in the beginning, EU was actually appointed as the leader for Forevers. So Forevers, to give you guys, is basically a Everglow fandom. So they have already see how the leader in the past taken care and lead. However, recently the leader was actually changed. Why did this change happen? I did not know what to actually say. I would like to only say is hopefully it will go well. That's all I can say, because actually leaders actually choose based on ages. That's the traditional way. However, making these changes, we will see how it goes. Hopefully they will have a better harmonization in a way. Hopefully then. Lastly, that I'd like to talk about is a freaking news, a girl group that start everything with a glass and a beat. And I have no idea how the hell it turned into them leaving their agency Source Music after 6 years. So to many of you guys, you should know that I'm talking about G-Friend, or should I say girlfriend. The news was quite unexpected, shocked many people, including myself. It's a group that I have up and down with, high hopes and disappointment with this group. Including last year, we listened to a few of their songs. It was so remarkable. I do say myself, you can listen to our past season. We have a few songs from them that we actually talk about. However, they just end up not signing. That's all they are going to do. So everyone is living as a group. I have no idea what's going to happen. And to add in more, there are news that I remember is G-Friend, the name of group, is actually copyrighted by the Source Music already. So if they really are going to debut again as a whole group, they may debut with another name. So at the same time, if this does happen, well, in the old process, we should say, if you are a new K-pop fan, you may not see this happen before, but we have this going through this process in the past. So if this does happen, most of the time, fans may feel that they do not have that connection anymore, and they will just pretty much leave and go to other groups. That's the first. Secondly, they still remain loyal to them, although the group name may have changed, but everyone still remain the same. However, I do say that it will never be the same. As how I have gone through with SNSD, with Girls' Generation, it never be the same at all. Why I say so is because when you actually have the group, someone leave, the group of the, we don't say leave, we just pretty much say everyone remains. As simple as a change of a group name, it will never be the same anymore, because as I said earlier, one of the reasons is you feel like you don't have any connection anymore. One. Secondly, if things still gonna remain the same, and we are talking about they just change their agencies, we will need to think of one last thing. This last thing is, will their music remain the same? Will their new group or the music style suits them? Will it actually give them the colors that they used to have, or it will go pew, bye bye. And that pretty much will happen. That's booing. And the worst case is we as a fan may listen to their new songs in a very, very awkward manner due to the unused to those maybe song style, or maybe it's not what we actually getting used to because we fell in love with that kind of style of music of G-Friend. But with the new style, maybe just go. Yeah, it may go like that. Is how I may say. So anyway, hopefully this thing doesn't go bad. Hopefully it will remain good, and it will actually see them in a new light to it. That's all I will say to this. Moving on to our next topic, we are talking about the defining voices of K-pop groups. So this is something that I actually found through articles and pretty much just dropped into a rabbit hole on in Reddit. Everyone is comparing who has the voice in a K-pop group that must be in there. Without them, it will never be the same. So those defining voices, vocals in there. Like today we have Twice actually have a certain individual that is very, very important. Without them, it will never be the same. For N.Flying, since it's more focused on band, I won't be talking about them. But for Mamamoo, it's of course Hwasa. Hwasa is a vocal powerhouse. As every member has a distinct voice, I will honestly say that all their vocals are very, very good. However, based on Reddit, fans have picked Hwasa. It's the voice that they can actually pick out from all the songs due to her deep and soft voice. Without her, maybe the whole song would never be the same. Another one, this is for me honestly, although I'm a Nayeon bias once, I do say that in Twice, Sana is the answer. And Reddit also agree with this. Because without her, some part of the song will sound very, very awkward. But don't get me wrong, all the other members are actually very unique in their vocals. Even one of them are missing, the song will sound awkward. Even for Alchohol-Free. To be honest, Alchohol-Free is because of their vocal that way. It's still a very decent song, although like I say, it's a little, well, I would say it's uneventful, but it's a good song with Once Everywhere. It's for sure it will be a success. Even for me, these songs, okay, let's just put it into sentence in a better way. Although their title songs are the most important, but as a K-pop fan, I do not listen to only their title songs. If any of the songs inside their album is good, it is good enough for me to remain as a fan of that group. I will say that much is because I have listened to so many songs and this is the thing. So if you are only a single biased person and you only focus on that person's voice, looks and song, it's not wrong, but wake up. It's because even a single of them isn't in the group, the whole group may not be successful at all. Like you may say, without this member who is my bias, this group will never be successful. Same goes for the other members. So I just say this for now, although it's the first episode, I don't go too serious. Wake up. Alright, so moving on into other members or other groups, I do say another group of, should I say that the little brother group of Twice, Stray Kids. Who we'll be talking about? Of course, Felix. Felix, my god, the surprising deep and complex voice and his distinct Australian English, you'll never get more, man. You'll never get more. You'll just go, wow, surprising. I have simply no words to say anymore. You know, the feeling that is bringing it in is just, oh la la, wow. Maybe I can show you guys.
Hello. This deep. The voice is this deep. I can't expect more.
Right? It's so deep that wow. Another one for sure from Blackpink, we cannot avoid this, is another group where fans from Reddit especially are actually saying that Rose sings a lot, and you know that. And when it comes to basically songs, she is one of the voice that need to be inside Blackpink. She is basically, maybe you can say, the lead vocal of it. So without her, I may say that some part of the song will not be the same at all, as much as others would like to say. And lastly, if I need to actually say, will be this person, SHINee. Jonghyun's breathy voice is a very distinct signature in every single songs of his own, including SHINee. SHINee as a group, all their voice are actually very distinctive, but if we really need to pick a member inside SHINee, Jonghyun's voice is the one that will be picked the most immediately. It sounds so good that, well, you say, they have actually a solo. He's a solo singer with a group or as a solo. It also sounds so good. So anyway, that's some of the picks or the things that I see regarding the groups. So if you have any other groups in there that you'd like to talk about, leave it in the comments. Tell me which other group members that you think of maybe is a member that need to be in that group. Maybe from, let's say, Big Bang, Red Velvet, NCT, EXO. I look forward to what you guys are gonna say regarding to those group and who it is. Do leave it in comments if you are watching from YouTube. If not, just comment it in our social media or just have a look and we will see how it goes. Alright, so moving on to our last topic here that we'll be talking about. Eating well is a form of art. This is a topic that actually bring up so much when we actually talk about every single thing. So this show is actually called Chimaek Hangout. So when we talk about Chimaek Hangout, that sound of crunch from fried chicken is the best. And when we talk about the sound of Chimaek, man. Chimaek with a crunch of fried chicken and basically a drink of beer, it will be the best. And this thing is actually the same for every single cuisine. It have their own way of eating, but for me itself, other than Chimaek, I find Korean cuisine to be almost DIY style. Do it yourself, cook it yourself style. And if I need to emphasize more, why am I talking about this, is pretty much, I just pretty much in the past, since January, where we are locked in our home so much, I have the time to watch 3 seasons of Let's Eat drama series. It is a show full of foodie time, a love, and a dash of morality that you need, you know. If you're a foodie, you're losing your mind staying at home. Well, you can cook, since we are talking about cook it yourself style Korean cuisine. But having something to watch with is actually quite fun. If you can agree more, then good. If you can't agree more, it's always okay. And like I say, I never know Korean cuisine is one of the things that introduced me to intestines. When we talk about pork intestine, cow intestine, I never know it can taste so good. Especially gopchang, which is cow intestine with a final taste of soju, or basically you can just pour the soju on it while cooking and let it burn in. Wow, it's just tasted so good. If I need to say, or should I say, my favorite thing to actually do it is actually which food should I actually say it is actually the best? I do say sundae stew, which may be actually scary to some of you, but I can actually say, my god, that food is just heaven. Talking about sundae, is basically a blood sausage in other words. Well, they will have glass noodle in it, and sometimes you can find vegetables, a little bit of meat, a mixture of blood, and well, it depends on where you get it. But one thing is you need to get used to the smell. It may be a little bit too strong for you since it's intestines, but if you can get over that, it will taste very good. Lastly, and the most easily, I do say gochujang, the red chili paste of Korea. Once you learn on how to actually use this art, wow, eating well is like a daily routine. But however, remember this, that will happen to you if you eat too many Korean dishes. It can be very nice, but well, we have a lot of onions, we have a lot of garlic in Korean cuisines. So that's for sure what happened to you. Ay. So with that, I would just like to say, if you do not really get used to eating well, start it now. Do try to eat well, at least 3 meals a day. You do not need to actually be all Korean cuisine, since this is a Korean based, or should I say a Korean style focused K-pop podcast. But if you'd like to eat other things, go for it. Chicken chops. We even have kimchi fried rice, just that don't eat too much or you just go, yeah, that will happen to you if you eat too much kimchi as well. Alright, so with that, enjoy yourself. It's very good. And we will actually like to see, talking about all of this song, we for sure next week I'll be back for season 2. And we will talk about season 2 itself. What song do we have? I know for sure we have Light Some coming soon. So Light Some, hopefully, yeah, we will see how. If Light Some does well, I would like to talk about Light Some. We even have Brave Girls, we have 17. So we have a few groups that are coming out. We will see how. Alright, hopefully next week we have more songs to talk about. Although I try to change a little bit, hopefully like you guys like the new style. Like usual, I just like to say, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're watching from YouTube. If not, always follow us on our podcast channels. Just click on the follow and you always receive the updates. Lastly, I'd just like to say, there is no perfections in this world, but there are infinite chances to be close to it. Why I say so is because if you are a K-pop fan, nothing can be perfect, including your idols. So always take the chance to be close to them, as the chances to be close to the perfect is always there, including our idols. With that, that's all for today. See you guys next week. Annyeong!